So we're talking about glute strength and the importance of training muscles in chains and not just selectively trying to isolate foot strength, knee strength, hip strength, things like that. And this is going to kind of show you what we're talking about when we do that. So we're going to watch the left foot come in contact with the ground, and these will just be synced up for the purpose of watching these muscles fire in chains. So we're going to be looking at the left leg, and we're going to be looking at the outside glute muscle and the inside knee and the inside part of the foot. These three muscle groups, your glute medius and glute max and your VMO, which is part of your quad, your posterior tib, which is your foot and ankle muscle, all fire to decelerate you into the ground so that you can shock absorb through that foot and then pull yourself back off for push off. So it's going to show you these muscles firing in chain. We're actually going to probably go through, and let's watch the right side because the right side has a more ideal firing pattern. So the right foot's coming in contact with the ground, and we see it come over. And what we can see is, as far as coming all the way down, is the knee looks pretty good. Everything's nice in the line there. He's controlling. We're looking at the foot and ankle. He doesn't have a huge pronation moment through that foot, and everything's nice and in line. So we're going to do this in comparison. So the big thing is looking at this foot and ankle. This is where most people think, oh, he needs to strengthen his foot and ankle. But it comes as a group of muscles that fire, and it's not just a single select muscle group. So as he comes in contact with the ground, if we look at both feet, so we look here, and then the bigger view here, you can see how much pronation is happening on the inside part of that ankle. And that's really coming from a posterior tib muscle as it comes down on the inside part of the shin, and it's trying to slow that down. We're supposed to pronate when we come through mid-stance, which is the foot underneath you, and then we got to resupinate the foot so we get a nice rigid foot to push off of. So when he comes back to push off, he's still pronated, and we're looking through here, the mid part of his shoe, still pronated as he comes to push off. He's still pronated, and he's still pronated. So your maximum force push off is going to come through supination and turning that foot back in. So we can see how he's still pronated there, and then he comes to push off. We look at the other side as he comes through. There's the pronation. He comes through, resupinates the foot. His foot starts turning inwards here to push off. But let's go back to the left foot. We're looking at his ability to control his deceleration into the ground. The glute's going to fire, the inside part of the knee and the inside part of the leg are all going to control those motions as he comes in contact with the ground. So if we go to the big view and we watch just this left leg, and we want to look at that knee, you're going to watch the knee go into a knock-knee presentation, which is called genu valgus, and that is showing you that his upper thigh bone, his femur, is spinning into the ground because his external rotators, which are the glutes, cannot control that. So if you can't control this thigh bone rotating inwards and watching it come in and kind of buckle in, it's just going to drag this foot with it. So selectively strengthening the foot and ankle, with tubing and things like that and isolating that muscle group is not ideal because your muscles fire in chains. We have them back up. Just watch that knee, that left knee as it comes in, and just look at it buckle inwards and stay there. The foot and ankle drags with it. The knee goes down and in. All of these things are happening all at once. So a bunch of muscle groups contribute to the overall motion. We are meant to train our muscle groups in chains, not isolating them on machines or pushing tubing around. So that just shows you that everything fires at once. It's not a one muscle group kind of deal.